the subject that I'm most passionate about, which is design. I know you must all be wondering what the hell is in the screen. So I am not into bakery, but the way the next 1 hour will work. Okay, so the first question comes, and let's do a small little dry run. Okay, so you see two things on your screen. Everybody is familiar with donuts, right? So if you are given two options between A and B, which one are you most likely to, which one will draw your attention? Which is the one you would want to eat first? Yeah, B. So as you can see, this comes from a category of design called food design. Design which captures your attention, but think about it. What if you bite into it and it's not a very nice donut and it's thick and it's very heavy? What are you going to do? You're going to go back to A because you know it is light and fluffy. It's simple, but it works, right? So the first thing I'd like to say about design, and I want to put it up front when we talk about design gets you the attention. But if you don't have substance within it, it's useless. Okay, so on that note, let's start this class, which is design hacks for success. Now, you know, when me and Satish were discussing about what should we talk about design and everything, I thought at this juncture, especially when you're 11th or 12th, okay, so you have a lot of things to handle. I thought it'll be the best thing to do is equip you with certain tools which will come in handy, because not every one of you is taking is not going to pursue design as a core profession. But the fact is that design is the underlying presence everywhere, right? Everything connects back to design. So that's why we both came up with this idea, and we'll see how your feedback goes on it. Design hacks to make you successful. So whether you're a designer, you're interested in it, not interested in it, in the next 3 or 4 classes, I hope to give you tools, small tools, big tools, or some pointers, which I have used in the past 20 years, every week, every month to design my products. But before I begin, a little about me. I've been working for almost 24 years, and a greater part of my career, I have been designing products, designing awards for large companies, for authors, for trainers, for small companies. And I absolutely love what I do, even though a big secret of mine is I have never studied design as a formal degree. Never. So it's a secret, but I love to study. So that didn't stop me, because I study almost every year, couple of months, couple of weeks, to build on what to keep myself abreast and learn about design. And why I share that is because a lot of people think, oh, if I didn't study, it's not going to work out. Oh, I'm not meant for it. But given the environment we are in right now, design is absolutely core to getting your work noticed and getting you noticed. So when I say the word design, what is the first thing which comes to your mind? The first thing. There are no right or wrong answers for this. You don't need Google. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say the word design? So, okay, let me help you out here. When you think about design, comfortable and attractive, I like it. I think this class knows a lot already about design. Does this resonate with anybody? Fashion design is one stream of it. Like I said, design covers a lot of, it goes across streams. But instantly, when you talk about design, a lot of people think about fashion design, or they could look at this flamboyant interiors with fancy things, and they think this is design. Or the people who like the aviation or the automobiles or the gadgets, and that is what to them design is. But one of my intention before we really embark the journey of design is that really to share that design is really in your everyday life. And let's do a little small exercise for that. Okay. And that exercise is called look around you. So, what I request all of you is to have a quick look around you. One item that you see which has been, which is great in design and you like it. Literally, design is how it makes you feel. So, whatever that item would be, then that connects to you. We're talking about design of products, design of everyday use items. But I also want to bring your attention to one form of design, which is now popularly known as human centered design. Don't worry about the complicated terms, but the reason I'm sharing this story to you is to share that how wide a field design has become. Uh, because maybe 100, 200 years back, it was all about producing new products, producing the refrigerator for the first time, producing a telephone for the first time. But now it is about getting the attention to your refrigerator, your telephone, your dress. And because there's so many things, you need that element of design to get the attention or to solve a problem. So, this is one of my favorite design stories. Does anybody know about the firm called IDEO from US? Okay, great. So, this would be a good story to share then, uh, something new. Okay, so what do you think this image is? Any idea? I'll continue with my story then. So, I think the story is based on, and then again, one more thing about me telling stories, I often forget the real numbers and the real person and everything, but the story in effect has all the essential parts in the essence, and that's what I think matters. So, this is the story of um a problem which a lot of rural places in India were having, where the babies were dying when they were born. How many of you know about a baby incubator? When the babies are born, some of the babies who are born before 9 months, they have to be kept inside an incubator. So that incubator is a very expensive equipment, with hundreds of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And of course, just imagine in villages in India and other countries where you don't even have proper hospitals where people could go and deliver the babies, where would they have expensive incubators to this, even to save the lives of children? It was really not an option. So a group of students, they came, they took this upon themselves to find a solution to the problem. That was a design challenge that they took up. And this is what a human centered design is. What I mean by that, you're not just designing, okay, let's design a product. You identify the problem. What is the problem I'm solving? Who am I solving the problem for? You first understand their limitations. You understand what is it that they really want, what are the limitations they are working with, and then you go forward. So share with me, what do you think would be the limitations, these people in smaller villages, just imagine small towns and villages away from the healthcare, they're having their birthing, children are being born there. What are the possible problems they can have besides not having money to have incubators? Sanitation, I am so happy you picked that up. So important. Access to electricity, oh my god, you guys are amazing. Hygiene, sanitation, access to electricity. Another big problem is that all of these equipments are technology, right? And they're going to go bad. So you put them in a village, And but you can't have people come and service it all the time. What are you going to do? So this becomes like what we typically call a white elephant, a big piece where you've invested a lot of money, but after some time it is of no use because the electricity is erratic, it can go bad, and then it is not going to work, right? You know, this group of children, young people, they came and they designed this as the incubator. This, if I remember correctly, it just cost under $25 or few thousand rupees. And this is the incubator they came up with, which saves lives of a lot of children who are born premature, needs very little maintenance, needs very little um, maintenance and electricity and what have you, and all the knowledge. And this is what I call human centered design, right? So even though they made it into this fancy design, but just remember, as simple as the definition is, uh, human centered design. Don't just it's not about a design which is done just like that. It is a design which is done keeping the problem in mind. Now, I would like to use that example to share with you later that how whatever aspect that you're doing in your work, how you can use that principle and apply it in your particular field and get success. Okay, let's move to one more aspect of design which probably has not come up, and but I think all of you interact with it a lot. How many of you have accounts on Instagram? Okay, so Instagram is a popular social media network. So here, how many of you are aware about UX UI design? Forget the term part of it, that's totally irrelevant. But what I just want to bring your attention to is that, do you know everything that you experience online? How big the font is, what is the size, where is the placement done, how easy am I able to navigate, what is the color that I am picking up for this circle, when, what will be the size of the pop up, when these hearts will come, when these arrows will come, all of that is a part of your design experience. At this time, I want to share a funny story. If some of you have Netflix, you could see it. It's a story about a person who redesigned the Instagram logo. He's an absolute fanatic when it comes to design. And I just want to share with you this example just to show the intensity, rigor people can put. Sometimes it's, I mean, even to me, maybe it is useless because I don't know why you would put so much of time, but to other persons, it is detailing. So this person, he redesigned the Instagram logo. How many of you remember the old Instagram logo? Can anybody tell me how the Instagram logo was earlier, if you've been on the platform long enough? The brownish color, exactly. And what was the shape of, like, what was it? Yes, exactly, it was actually like a camera with colors on it, yeah, with the striking colors, exactly. And from that, it came to this colorful Instagram logo that we know of today. In this, it's the plain white logo. I think in that documentary they shared how they took probably, I think, 6 months to come up with the Instagram logo. So to me, that is insanity. But they went through iterations and iterations. There was this one time which shows that in the whole room, they had new Instagram logos painted all across for people to come and see and to sort of say, oh, yeah, this one is all right. This is the one. And despite doing that, do you know how much of hatred they got for Instagram logo for almost 3 years? 3 years. Everybody was like, have you seen the new Instagram logo, which everybody hates? That's what they were talking about. So, the reason I bring up this story of Instagram is because in design, it's also very personal. And design is also something which there are no right or wrong answers, if you really ask me, because while everybody gave them a lot of flack for the logo design, but their UI, the way the app functions and the way the app is making is user friendly, they have gone from over 5 million or 10 million users to now over 500 million users. They are the ones who are um, who who's now making Facebook valuable. Like Facebook was the big behemoth, but now because of the user design, Instagram has become that big giant, the big giant, that what it is today. So now that we have talked a lot about design, I want to talk about what do you think are some of the reason why design matters. And I would like you, if some of you would want to talk about it and open up the chat box as well. Open up their mic and share if you want to talk about why do you think design matters.
Can I like? I actually don't know how to put it.
Yes, please. That's all right.
But every like I feel like every year like people, you know, a lot of products and things are produced, and a similar thing. There's a pen and it has like 10 different pens, and there are many designs. So when design is matters, because every time people are looking for something new,
Yes.
they cannot just go by. If you see keep two similar ball pens, they're not going to buy it, but if you have another separate thing, they're going to buy it, and if it attracts attention.
Yes.
So I feel like design matters, and for me, like my teacher always told me, design is from to making things what people want. From making things what people want to making people want things, is
Oh,
what my teacher said.
I
So
think that's so beautifully way to. And can you name one product which nobody wanted, but now everybody wants it? Nobody wanted that product. When they did research, nobody wanted it. But now, uh, I think more than 70% of the people who can afford it have it. It's a very weird question, vague question, I should say. It starts with I. It's an Apple product. Come on, iPad. You know, when he came up with iPad and said that, you know, we're going to reduce the screen and you can just touch it, and everybody was like, are you crazy? Like, it's neither a computer nor a laptop. Why do I need another thing in the middle? Nobody, when they did research, nobody wanted it. They said there is no room for uh, extra gadget in anybody's life. There is a phone, which is smaller size. There is a laptop, which is the small carry-on size, and then there is desktop. Who needs an iPad? Like, it's a big phone, which is not as big as the laptop. So it was a really bad thing, and that's. But now you know that 60 to 70% everybody owns the iPad, right? So what you said is absolutely true, Malvika. Design things which people want, and then take them to design. What did you say?
uh, from
Want?
make
Yeah,
from making things what people want to making people want those things.
people want the things. That's true. That's true. And a lot of times, and I think what they really do, I really don't know what was going on in his mind when he designed it or about the team, but it's really about understanding the problem. What is the problem that the product is really solving, which is what makes people want it. Yeah. Okay, I would love to hear from other people. Why do you think design matters? Now that we
Can I give it a try?
Yes,
According to me, design matters because it makes people's life easier as well as sustainable.
yes, okay, yes, I completely agree. So design, it makes it easier and offers sustainable solution. Any example? I don't want to put you on a spot, but any example that you can give of design which has made it easier and sustainable?
Ma'am, actually right now I can't think of anything.
Everything is all around you. Okay, let me just pick up something. Okay, how about this paper puncher? Such a simple product, right? But how has it made it easier?
You
Any?
just put some pressure to punch holes.
Yes, you have to. And another thing, you don't have to measure the distance between the two dots, and it can easily go in the file. Like, just imagine the life before this. I can't even imagine. Like, just to put two damn holes in the paper, how much of measurement you have to do. And the best of it, uh, the paper cutouts are getting collected at the back. Isn't that cool?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is what it's those small little things that matters. Small little things that sets you apart, that solves the problem, that makes it easier for your customer or your end, or the person who's consuming whatever you are producing. Okay, I've heard two girls. Can I hear some more people? So, why do you think design matters? What is the difference some design has made in your everyday life? So, okay, let's put it another way. How many of you like sports? Yes, I really like that example. Okay, one person likes sport, Arnav, John. Okay, so in your sports, uh, what is some equipments that you're using which you think are design oriented? Shoes. Oh my God, absolutely bang on. Boxing gloves, the pads, awesome. Jerseys, thank you for bringing that up, Suman. Jerseys, absolutely big on design. The football in itself, absolutely. And Alina shared how AirPod is so amazing because it just sets it free. There are no wires in AirPod. Again, not many people were asking for it, but maybe some were, and they just came up with a design idea, and now see how big a business that has become. Exactly, football. Okay, so now I want to talk about, okay, so that is why design matters to everybody. Now I want to focus to the 25, 26 people in the room. Why do you think design should matter to you? Okay, why should design matter to you? Some of the people are curious about designs. I would especially like to hear from people who who are not going to pursue anything in design, but just came here for the curiosity. Why do you think you should care about design, from all the talks that you've heard from me till now? So why should design matter to you as a person?
I am going in the design field, but can I answer that question?
Yes, of course. Sorry, of course, it is open to everybody. Yes.
For me, when I see a particular design or I see something which attracts me towards it, it makes me research more on it and
Yeah.
find what's the inspiration behind it or what story it has, which makes me know more things. It gives me more knowledge of certain things, and that those knowledge leads to more. So that particular design leads to more designs, and whether the inspirations behind it can lead to other designs, and I get to more know more about it. And design, I guess, when I say fashion design, I think dresses define a person at times. You wear what you like or you wear what you love, and it kind of brings out the person's personality also. So
Yeah, I totally resonate with it. Totally resonate with it. Um, Anybody else? Okay, I'm passionate about filmmaking, and I feel that knowledge of design can really, of course, filmmaking is huge. In filmmaking, you have set design, you have voice modulation, you have, like, I think every aspect of that can be transformed into design. Everything in film is nowadays all about design, is a way of expressing. Yes, it should meet my needs and comfortable to me chair for a person with a back pain. Yes, exactly. That's amazing. So the reason I wanted to bring up this for all of you, you are young, you're going to now out of school, going to step into a world in college where, school is, I wouldn't really say, but kind of a protected environment. You have an environment where everybody's supporting you, everybody's caring out for you. But the moment you step out in college, you get a little freedom. There's little support, not that much support. You're totally on your own. Of course, a lot of you like that. But the thing is that what it does is you are responsible for yourself. There is that many people who are just always looking out for you. Now, think about it. After college, when you are there in the whole wide world, it's pretty big, and pretty crowded. How are you going to get that attention to yourself and to your work? The first chance. How are you going to do it? And that is what is the question I would like you to ask yourself. How are you going to stand? It's not about just your work, but how are you going to get noticed? How? So here is what I want to share. Let's do a small little exercise. Okay. And here is what I want to tell you a story before I go to this, what you see on the screen right now. Imagine yourself as a HR person who's hiring people. You put out a position and you get, like in my company, if you put out an exhibition position in naukri.com or any other portal, a small position also, we are a very small company, but even in that, there will be at least in email 300 400 emails which come of people who want to apply for the job. Now, Mansi, who takes care of sorting out the applications, the first thing, what do you think she does when she has to go through 400 of those applications? She's not going to read all of them. So she applies a very complicated sorting process. The application which looks good, which is readable, is what she reads, plain and simple. Sometimes it feels unfair, but that's what it is. Because okay, let me ask you this question. These are the two applications come to you, and you are the person, you have to go through 200, 300 applications. Which is the one you're going to pick, A or B, to read first? And you have to do it like in a couple of hours. So yeah, B. Okay. Let's move to the next slide. Now, let's say the choice is between this application and this one. Which one will you pick now? Can you feel the difference? It's the same. Of course, these examples are not the same because I've picked them from the internet, but can you feel the difference? Again, I'd like to bring up to my first fact when I showed you the donut. If Alex, of course, Michael Jordan. Oh, I didn't even read Jordan name, but Michael's application will get attention. But if he's full of, all pompous and air, and he doesn't have real qualification, he will be thrown out. It's not that design will get you anywhere, and design will get you that, how do you call it? It'll get you sail through everything. Not at all. If Alex has more credibility, but the trouble is that maybe Alex has more credibility, but he will not even be read because it's boring. Nobody has the time. So that is why. And now, okay, one more example. What if between now A and B, which one are you going to pick? The B being a video in resume. Because till now, okay, I've been in business 20 years. I think till now, we've only got 2 video resumes because nobody's expecting it. And that is what happens in design, just like every other field. It keeps on changing. I'm telling you, maybe 15 years back, what you're getting as B was absolutely perfect. Even that was not really expected of people. But now, the B, this particular one, really gets the attention. Still, a lot of people are giving us resumes like A, and I'm telling you from a real practical purpose. I'm not there's no research, nothing like that. But we still get very few resumes which are like B. But in the whole career, I've only got 2 resumes which have come through video. And we didn't ask for it, but I still remember. So it's all about standing out because it's a huge, 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 wide um, ocean out there. So you have to do something, design, whether it is how you appear or in your work, which gets you noticed. So this is what I want to say, that it is something when you think about design, and I'm not just talking about graphic design, because when you're making a video, it's not really about graphic design. In resume, maybe it is about the graphic design. But as I see design and the whole broader perspective, which is what I really want to cover today, is you just have to be aware of the fact that you have to present the idea or yourself or your work to the person thinking about the other person. So even when in college you are submitting your report, think about it. If the report, imagine this was the report cover. If you make it boring, the teacher has to go through hundreds of reports. Why would they go through? I mean, they will go through it still because obviously they are your teachers, but how about making it a little bit more interesting? Because it will build that habit in you to make your work look interesting, to put that additional effort, because again, it's a whole jungle out there. If you don't build on this habit now, it's going to get into um, it's not something, oh, I don't want to care about it, the teacher will see it, it doesn't matter. Because when you'll go into your work life, it is not a habit which you can develop instantly. This is something which right now is the time that you hone your skills, so that when you are in your workplace, it is something you do automatically. It's not something you have to try to do. Yes. Okay, so before so I have certain ideas in mind, the kind of tools, like I told you in the beginning, this class is all about design. So, but it's about sharing tools to, or design hacks, as I call it, to make it easy for you, even for people who are into design and people who are not into design. So I just want to get a little sense of things, of what are the possible things that can help you right now, which needs a little design help. If you can share with me that, I will accordingly um, sort of tailor my next class's content a bit and try and get you more tools, because otherwise, there's a whole plethora of tools. So I don't want to waste your time and my time telling you about tools which may not be that useful. So if you could share with me, what are some of the tools that you would like to know about? What are some of the works that you want to make it look really nice, which I can help you share the tools with? Project works and assignment. Can I ask you, how do you have to submit your project work? Is it print or is it on computer? Both. Okay, awesome. Is anybody making any sort of videos as of now? Okay, vlogs. Okay, you must be making vlogs a lot for yourself. Somebody raised their hand. I couldn't see the name. Would you like to ask the question, or it was by mistake? Yes, please go ahead, Alvin. Okay, yes to videos. Okay, and admission to universities. Okay, so while you guys are thinking about the admission to universities, and right now for the next 1 or 2 years, I would also like to say, in admission, of course, you have to start using of a lot of blogs, a lot of blogs, a lot of video logs, a lot of projects. So you have to start building on a lot of design skills right now to really shine on in your university levels. So even if right now you're just doing handwritten things, you would equip yourself enough and be comfortable with it. Explore a little yourself right now. I will also share a lot with you. Um, mm, because these tools, when you come to the university level, when you're submitting your assignments, your projects, because everything will come to you, just get bombarded. So one is learning what you have to put there, and but the other thing is to make it look really nice and pretty, so that people can read it. They can see the difference in your assignments, and that too without too much of an effort. I'm not saying here that you have to be a fancy graphic designer to really get it. Not at all. That is not the purpose of this class. But what I'm here to teach you, which I will take it up in my next class, is what are the tools and the templates and the resources you can use to make it work faster, because you, as it is, have a lot going on in your will have a lot going on, because you have to make projects, this and everything. So the design gets the attention but doesn't take a lot of time of yours. So I'll make that social media profiles and organization. Exactly. So social media, I have a very interesting part on social media for sure. um, and I like to call it, I wanted to take it up later, but I'll take it up right now. Uh, do you know, eh, how many of you know about the quote that your first impression is the best, is the most important thing, because that's what people remember? How many of you have heard that? The first impression really matters. Yes, only 5, 6 people. Okay, but so today I want to introduce you to not the first impression, but something which my friend, he came up with this, Rajesh Sethi. He calls it the zero it impression. Zero it impression. Do you know, even so, my company is really small, just 70 people, all right? But even we, when we are hiring people, you know what we do? When we have selected 10 or 15 people out of all of those, and we want to call people for an interview, we go and check out their social media profile. And do you think if I'm doing it, the other companies are not? They do a lot more, a lot more. So you have no idea what all is being. So while you are just having a humble account on Instagram and Facebook or whatever, but you're leaving impressions everywhere. And this is what is known as your zero it impression. So how are you presenting yourself there? What is it? So you say that you love aviation, love it, but when people go up to your profile and they see nothing about aviation, all they see is pictures of cute dogs and the different photography angle that you've taken, they'll be like, I think there is some disconnect here. So I'm not telling you that people spy on you and they will do, but it's not really spying, because that information is available to general public. But that's what I want to bring your attention to, is the zero it impression. You're leaving footprints online. People will see that footprints. And if you want your work to be noticed, if you start building up your great footprints from now, people like consistent people. So if you have all of that going up amazing in your profiles right now and in your work, it will really help you in your career and in your college life too. Okay, so with that, it is 2:22. We come to sort of towards the end, but I don't want to end it without asking for one thing. And I have about 28 people in the room. I would request everybody to either open up and share in the video. What is that one thing that you really took back from the session today? And a lot of times when I listen to learning programs, a lot of times this last 10 minutes is the most amazing, because me as an instructor, I can keep talking because I'm really passionate about it. But what matters is what sticks to you. And if it sticks to you, it may be really relevant to the other person as well. All right, so please share, what is that one thing that you took back from the session today? So who wants to go first? You can type it out in the chat box. And if you're comfortable, I would love to hear you as well. Oh, a zero impression. So the last 5 minutes was the only thing which is important. Thank you, Aditya, for sharing. That's really nice. Even if you're not really into designing, but it can really be helpful in a lot of sectors because it's the underlying thing everywhere. And this one particular thing about being the odd one out or really standing out, uh, sometimes I just want to say that don't just take it in that sense that it becomes very, oh, I have to do it just to be different. Not really. Just put out the best work out there. Be conscious about what you're putting out, and you will become different yourself. Because sometimes when you want to do that, then it becomes, oh, let me see what the others are doing. Because you will never know, na? You will not know what the other people are putting out. Even in the business life, it's like, okay, let me give you an example. In fact, the Intel, the Intel, the chip which is inside your all the Microsoft computers, and even some, Microsoft based computers, they have Intel chip or the AMD chip. And the Intel founder, I forgot his name, but he used to say, we are our own competition. So that is what I would like you to invite, because you will never know what the other people are doing. When you're applying for an interview, you don't know what other people are doing. So you don't know how to stand out. But so be on that quest to always present work which you yourself would love to pick up and read through it. And you will always be ahead of the curve, so to say. To have more concentration in your work and put the best work. Okay, yeah, that's a nice one. Okay, learn from your Suman, you raised your hand. Please go ahead. Yeah, I like it, Aura. Learn from your own self and your own mistakes. Quite honestly, that's exactly what I have done in 20 years. I've learned a lot from my mistakes because that's the best learning. It's the most expensive one, but it is the best learning. Thank you very much. Yes, please, Malvika.
Yes. Yeah. I like the whole class was obviously informational and I got to know a lot of things. But for me, the last thing which you said, that you yourself are your own competitor, this thing.
Competition. Yes.
Yeah, that I think I could, because in our class we are given, like, we had to design a normal daily product in a different way and put it out there. And at that time, it was, our teacher had told us that it's not that what others did or something. It's not how you want to change it and how you are going to make it different in your own way, rather than just that the other people have done that, so I won't do that. It's not
Yes.
like that. So I think that last part was very helpful for me.
Yes, I'm so happy you said that. That's absolutely true.